up, everybody? We're back. Welcome to the Dragons podcast. Name still in working progress. If anyone's got a good
Yeah,
idea, please leave in the comments below. We're still trying to figure out the name, but we're here just talking about Lorcana. It's me, Paul Carpinella, aka Two Sick, joined as always with Dragon John Z. Williams. How are you, John?
I'm really good.
Oh, you're just really good. Okay, well, all right, we're moving on.
It's really,
They
really
got a break.
good. Yeah, no, I got a lot of cars back from PSA and CGC and a lot of 10s, so pretty
Yeah, I
good.
saw that. How many tens did you get? Was that like
Uh,
literally 11 tens? Some of them are
like
pristine.
11
Some of
or
them are
12.
pristine. You know
Yeah,
what you should
three
do?
pristines.
You should post them on social media and see what people say about them because they are some banger cards. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I John did it. Everyone, John wrote me in to Lorcana. I am now in. We are in deep. I spent 4 days straight delving into deck list metadata, card combinations, just everything you could think of. I've been scouring my LGSs for every Lorcana single
Mm.
or Lorcana playables you could think of. And hell, I even played my first Lorcana event last week and had a lot of fun. And yeah, and John, you just did it. I mean, how do you wrote me into it? How did you do it?
By winning a lot. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure you see
true.
all the
Yeah,
tournaments I win.
you're
You're
just
like,
like,
well,
bro.
I want to win too. Some
Yeah, you're like, bro,
promos.
you gotta come play this, get these promos. You gotta get these promos. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I appreciate you showing me the ropes. You know, you are the guy right now. Um, so you weren't gonna go to Seattle. You were telling me you were
No,
like, man, I don't.
because I had to have somebody to watch the baby and stuff, so I was like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm just gonna just like chill for the last tournament. But then I was like, you know what? It's the last tournament of the season. I might just go there, see if I can get my fourth day two. And I decided to go, and I got top 32, my fourth day two, and I lost to Red Purple in the top 32, which is the hardest matchup for me, but
To Michael
it is
Majors,
what it
right? That
is.
was the loss to Michael Majors.
Yes, Micro Major beat me.
Well, I mean, actually, that's just really cool seeing him play again because, like, we when we were playing on the SEG circuit, we were watching
Hmm.
Michael Majors playing in the SEG circuit, so it was really cool to see him in
Mm.
Lorcana now. So, um, but yeah, congratulations, 4 for 4 on DLCs. Not too shabby, pretty good season. All day twos, top 8. You're invited to Continentals.
Yeah, that's gonna
Everything's looking
be.
good.
This is gonna be interesting, but I don't think the meta's gonna change that much though. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I believe the European one is in a couple weeks in December, right? It's the first week of December. It was
Yeah, I
at
think it's in
Gate I saw.
December.
Yeah, so that'll give us a good
Mhm.
read. Um, plus, there was also that big-ish Atlanta tournament, that 8K happening at the card show in Stone Mountain, Georgia. We're going to be attending.
Yep,
It'll be
I'll
a,
be there. I'm gonna try to take it down, get practice for nationals, and see what happens.
you know what I realized, John? We haven't traveled together for an event for a card game in like 6 years.
And probably yeah, because you've been playing Pokemon, and I tried
Yeah,
Pokemon, and Pokemon just not it. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it's fine. It's not for everyone. That's what I kind of like
Too
about
much
Lorcana
thinking.
because it's got like Pokemon and Magic mixed together. I'm probably gonna be sacrilege for that. I'm gonna get roasted online for that, but it's okay. That's how I feel. But I think
Mhm.
that's a really good way. That's what draws me to it. So I think it's gonna be really exciting. Looking forward to traveling with you on that. But yeah, man, like you showed me red purple for my first Lorcana event.
Yeah, I think.
I'm still beating myself up for trying to attack a readied creature with or character with Madam Mim instead of brawling it, but we're not going to talk
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
I'm over
it
here thinking
happens.
it's
Just
Hearthstone.
learning. First
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah,
First
it's like
tournament.
playing Hearthstone. Um, so in today we're going to talk about the big thing we're going to talk about is me and John made a top 5 card list. Now I made the list. You haven't seen my list.
No, I haven't
I've
seen
seen
your
your
list.
list, and I think that's going to be funny. It's like watching someone who who like can understand card games make a list, who's like only been playing for a little bit, but like I'm gonna put some real hot takes out there. I got some spice on my list, and I think your list is pretty generic compared to what everybody else is saying about the set. So
Yeah,
that'll be fun for that conversation. I I've always I'm wondering if have they announced anything for when Lorcana Worlds is gonna be? Is that even a thing?
I think it's in like I know it's next year. It's probably like around May or June.
Okay.
That's when tournament's gonna happen. But we don't got no information how to qualify or none of that stuff yet. Do we gotta get
Mm-hmm.
top 16 nationals or do we got a top 32 nationals or
Okay,
you
that makes
know?
sense. Yeah. I mean, and I would assume that if Nationals is in or Continentals is in Disneyland, Disney Lorcana World would be in Disney World, which I think would be
Yeah.
cool. Like they could, and they have Disney's all over the place, so that could be
Mm.
untapped, thing there. So anyway,
Yep, that'll be interesting to see. Yep.
so we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna get uh, we're gonna get this list going, and we are gonna start now. This is my curveball to you. Okay. By the way,
Mhm.
no one, everybody, and he has no idea what I'm about to do here. I picked four cards as an honorable mention that me and you did not choose.
Mm,
Okay. I made sure that the list that you gave me and that I made did not have these cards. Right. So like I made my top
yep.
five, and then you gave me yours. I'm like, okay, cool. These are four cards I think are either obviously good or have like a weird sleeper effect to it. Okay. And I want your take and either
Mhm.
telling me like what you would think of the card, and we'll go from there. So my first one on the list is the Diablo Obedient Raven. This is the one inkable 0/1 with when this creature is banished, you may draw a card, and it has the
Yes.
lore for one.
So Diablo is gonna be good. It's gonna be see play. For sure it's gonna see play in red purple, it's gonna see play in green purple. It's just a good like kinda aggro card that draws you a card. And I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna play it because it's a turn one replace effect. So you play a turn one, you quest with it, you get a card back. It's good with Cusco. It's gonna be good with like the library because now you can put it in the library and draw two cards when it dies. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be playable. It's gonna be like two or three of, but that's my thought on that card.
So like, would you say this card replaces the Magic Broom in purple?
Replace Magic Broom in purple. It could, but I think the Magic Broom it's just
I
so 1-2, so it's like sometimes it can trade with stuff and just play another character to trigger the effect is, better than getting it banished.
Okay, I because I was thinking maybe it would
Mhm.
replace the followers, or if you're just playing like the purple red burn deck that's been floating around, where you're just playing all three and just four
Yeah.
ofs,
It
just
it
go
only
super wild.
replaces the followers if you like how do I say this? Like, if there's, like, a lot of good steel decks,
Mm-hmm.
then it can replace the follower because then you don't have to worry about questing with it and you just getting killed on the spot, you
Okay,
know?
well, I'm gonna timestamp you on that because that's gonna come up later in our conversation. So, all right, so we're going on to our next card.
Yep.
This card you were testing with, I was watching you test with on Tabletop Simulator. Oswald
Mhm.
the Lucky Rabbit. All right. During your turn, whenever a card is put in your inkwell, you may reveal top card of your deck. If it's an item card, you may play that item for free and enters the play exerted. Otherwise, but at the bottom of your deck. Why do I feel like this card is like it's not secretly bananas, but it's pretty bananas?
It's I think Oswald is, like it's pretty good, but it's not gonna be bananas because, like, I played a lot of it, and sometimes you do hit the items, sometimes you do hit the early dime, but it's, like, good, but it doesn't secure the game.
Right. So it's like the craziest item we can put into play right now is the dime, right? That's like the item we want to target, or fishbone
Yeah.
quill.
No, Fishbone Quill, you don't really care about Fishbone Quill, but Dime is the big payoff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you play the game and you know how to play the game, it's still like even if you get Dime on like turn 5, it still doesn't win you the game, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get under pressure and people will be like, "All right, well, I'm just gonna play all these dudes while you over here inking and putting dimes into play. You're not killing none of my guys. I'm just questing for a lot and then just play a go bounce kill you, you know?"
Okay.
So it's like sometimes I did lose with the diamond play because like inner tap, so you can't use it that same turn. And then when you do untap, you want to play like a Maui to stabilize the board or something. You don't gain a lower that turn. Then they kill Oswald, and then you just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna play Medusa. Medusa still can't gain lore because you can't tap for 2 extra because you don't got enough ramp. So stuff like that.
Okay. And I mean, I think my like draw to it too is like even if like the ability doesn't like net you a lot of cards, I mean it's still a 2 drop that quests for two. Like it can still
Yeah,
apply pressure. So I think
it's
that
still good
card
apply
is
pressure.
yeah. All right. So number three, uh, this is my left fielder. This is like out of the
Hmm.
out of off the wall. This is Gantu, the captain, cranky
Uh,
head.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
this
up
is the
left field.
5 inkable 4/3 that quests for
Hmm.
4, not 2, not 3, but 4. A
Yeah,
5 drop in steel that's got decent power and support stats, and it's a 4 questing character. I think I'm just sitting here. I'm like,
mm,
man, that card in top end of a steel, like an amber steel aggro, or even some form of green steel aggro. This card can get there. I mean,
it's
just questing
definitely
for
gonna get
4
there.
is huge. That's huge.
Yeah, it is. If they don't got an answer for it right away, it's gonna be good because Medusa can't kill it on that turn,
Nope.
especially if you're on the play. So you gotta have like smash. Other than that, I don't think there's any other real good way to get rid of it. So
Yeah, it
you just
dodges
gonna have to,
dodges a lot. Dodges a lot.
yeah.
So I think this card is
So
this card is like I think is going to be like really strong going into the format. All right,
yep.
in the
Especially
left.
like blue steel with dime stuff like that. It's gonna be good
Oh
too.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Game 4.
The fourth and last honorable mention, which
Mhm.
I'm surprised it didn't make any of our lists, was the new Lilo Escape Artist. The 2 drop 1/2 inkable. At the start of your turn, if this card's in your discard, you may
Mm.
play her, and she enters the play exerted, and she quests for 2. This card is
Lilo
probably
is
like one
like,
of the biggest hype right now.
yeah, it is the biggest hype, but it's like the 6th on my list. It's like it's right there. It's like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be played. Everybody's gonna play it. I know I'm gonna be annoyed with it because I'm gonna be playing blue red, and I'm just gonna be like, "Can you stop playing the Lilo?" You know? And it's gonna be annoying because it's like every turn I'm gonna have to challenge it, and I'm not questing because I'm challenging it every turn, and they just keep on playing it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, Sisu wipe the board." They play it again, and I'm like, "Okay, another Sisu wipe the board." But I think the key thing is that Dime is gonna really race through it. So they can buy Lilo all they want, and I'm just gonna be like, all right, play crab, Dime, activate quest, I won.
So you're still what you're basically saying, out loud is, you're still like according to all your testing so far is blue red is still like the deck you're going to be playing, or is it going to be blue steel?
It might be blue red. I'll try to say it,
No,
but
you don't have to say
blue
it out loud
red.
because I'm not gonna put you on the spot with Continentals coming around the corner
Blue
later.
red, I know, but blue red is still pretty good. But it may change though because it's just early format, and then when you see how the meta shapes up, then you're just gonna be like, okay, blue red can't handle it because you never know if like aggro's gonna make a huge comeback, and then blue red will be unplayable because they can't beat yellow purple, especially with knowledge. It's like it's nothing really can do. They're like 3/1 drops, they quest for 6, and then they just top deck knowledge, and you just lose. You can't interact with that, so
Yeah, I mean, and
that's scary.
a card that's not on the list, but that talks about a lot of that is the thievery. The 1 drop the inkable that
Mhm,
they lose, you gain 1 lore. I mean,
mhm.
you could just play like a like a retro, like I said, burn deck with that
Yeah,
and knowledge, and you're just like, all right, doesn't matter, I got no dudes. Gain 2, gain 1. So
yeah, it's a lot of stuff you can do with that card.
I feel like the format is going to speed up just a little bit. There's going to be a little bit more options as far as like the aggro decks go. I know I've seen a lot of people posting Amber Steel aggro with like Lilus and some other steel cards for the mirror and stuff like that. So it definitely is going to be interesting. But yeah, I think this card is going to be very very annoying for a lot of mid range control decks to deal with. So
Yeah,
all
but if
right,
aggro take over, then blue steel's gonna come back and beat the aggro decks.
that's true. That's true.
And green steel beats the aggro decks too, so they can like discard their whole hand, even if they got Lilos, they just like Storm Range on, stuff like that, control the board and just take over that win.
Okay. All right. So all right, I'm gonna go. You want to go first? You want me to go first? I'm gonna die. You
Well,
want?
my list.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, no. Here we go. We're gonna die roll for it. We're gonna die roll for it.
Uh,
All right. Heads or tails?
heads. Like it.
It's a 2, so you got it. All right, you're gonna go first. So
Okay.
we're gonna start at our 5. We're gonna start at our 5. Your 5. Your list was the new Yzma.
Yes, Yzma.
That is
I
the
think
4-drop inkable 3/3 with the tap. If you have fewer than 3 cards in your hand, draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. That quests for 2.
yeah, so the reason why I put Yzma on my list, because I think she's gonna sneak in there. Like, especially in the aggro decks, like the yellow purple and like even like green purple aggro lists. Because you can just play a aggro game and then you go Yzma on 4 and most stuff can't kill Yzma on turn 4. So you can't brawl Yzma, you can't really do nothing to it, and then you just like you empty your hand and you just tap Yzma, draw 3 cards, and then empty your hand again.
So this
And
is
then they gotta
basically like
choose. I was like, they gotta choose to like kill Yzma or deal with your 1/1 that quest for 2.
so this is like the refuel, the gas up
Yeah.
in the aggro deck. I think I think that card is very good. Especially I was just saying like the red purple burn deck could very well play this card. Especially on 4 and it's like all right, dump my hand, play a couple knowledges, thievery, whatever. All right, tap Yzma, draw 3,
Mhm.
refuel. Um,
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. The Diablo trigger, right? That happens 3 times for drawing 3 cards, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Diablo is still gonna be like that card right now, but you're. I'm definitely liking that. So.
That's why I don't play certain decks because Diablo is annoying. Like I play green purple, I love green purple,
Mhm.
but I don't want to play against Diablo. It's so
So it's
annoying.
bad. It's
Like
rough.
they go turn 3, like turn 2 Diablo. You can't if you don't have the cloud kicker. You can't do nothing until turn 5 until you get Elsa. And
Yep.
they drew like 4 cards, and you just be like, all
You
right,
can
finally
brawl it,
kill
can't you?
it. Not in green purple.
Oh, green, purple, green, purple. Let's say okay,
Yeah.
okay. So this brings me to my number 5. This is where it gets a little spicy. All right, so my number 5 was Twin Fire. My number
Twin
5
Fire.
is the 2-drop uninkable action. Deal 2 damage to chosen character. Then you may choose and discard a card to deal 2 damage to another character. So basically, it's 2 for 2. If you discard a card with it, you can deal 2 damage to something else.
Yeah,
With
that card is good.
like with the surge of aggro decks, and like you said, right? Like if aggro starts becoming like hyper aggro, really starts becoming like
Mhm.
the deck, and blue steel comes in because blue steel is good in that matchup. I think you
Mhm.
100% play this, and I honestly think that the amber steel aggro deck could play this because you could just discard. Oh, that's right, Lilu. You can
Yeah, you can
if you're
discard
playing
Lilo.
if you're playing against like green steel, if you're playing against uh red purple aggro, the mirror mat, any kind of like other aggressive or early pressure deck, this card in that like really helps, especially again with Lilu because you're not losing anything. It's the same card no matter what. So I have like a weird, not a weird feeling, but like I really enjoy this card because
Mhm.
I don't think there's a lot like it in Lorcana. This reminds me of Collective Brutality from Magic the Gathering. and
Oh
we all
yeah,
knew how good that card was. So
Clay Brutality was busted, but
yeah, I don't think this is not obviously collective brutality, but like this is definitely something I could see that is going to could just be a backbreaking. Like if someone just, especially like if you're on the draw and you need to like deal with their one drop into one drop, like this could set them back a lot.
yeah,
So
that would be good versus like aggro decks, and sometimes it would be good versus like the Diablo decks too.
right, exactly. Like if the green, like if they were able to go Diablo or whatever on that turn two, you have an answer for it. Plus, if you want to take care of their, um, you know,
Morph.
yeah, more for whatever. So
They go do
th-
like shift Diablo on turn one, like turn one Diablo, turn two Morph, shift Diablo, and you go like kill both of them for
y-
two.
yep, mm-hmm.
That'd be a huge blowout.
That feels good. What you just said, all
Hmm.
about it. Chef's kiss. This. Mwah. All right, so we're gonna go to your number four.
Yep.
All right, your number four was Simba. Simba.
Yeah,
This is
Simba is
this
gonna
has been
be
on a
good.
lot. This has been on a lot of lists. This is a 5-drop uninkable. Shift 3.
Hmm.
At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready your other characters. And by the way, the shift 3, this is a 4/4 that quests for 2. That's
Hmm.
pretty large.
Yep. So Simba, my choice is gonna be really good because he's gonna be like a turn three, like a Robin Hood again. That can sing a whole new world, but this time he can protect the other guys too while singing a whole new world. So you can go like turn one Daisy, turn two another Daisy and a baby Simba. You quest with those guys, and then you can be like shift. Like after they draw their cards from the daisies, you can shift Big Simba and then sing a whole new world. But it's gonna be a weird to build around it. But if he was able to do it, sing a whole new world, ready your daisies, and then everybody draws 7 cards. You got a Simba out that they got to kill, and they can't challenge any of your daisies.
Right, exactly. So you're able to really protect the board that you're creating with it. And I mean, he's still a big body,
Hmm.
quest for 2. I mean, card is card is quite good. So it was very favorited a lot of people that are talking about it and making videos on it. So I'm excited to see how that goes with the meta. So all right,
Yeah,
so
but he kind of creates a new meta too, because like he can play Amber Steel without the songs, and then you can just play like aggro pieces.
okay,
Yep. But like sometimes like protecting the Ariel is not Ariel. Is Ariel? Yeah, Ariel. Sometimes after she sings the song, to
yeah,
ready her again so she doesn't die. It's gonna be pretty good.
yep, yep. You can sing and then ready. Yep, it's gonna be strong. All right, so my number 4 is, and this is really kind of a homer pick for me, but it's also because I think this card is also quite
Ooh.
good. Is Chippendale. Chippendale are my favorite Disney characters of all time. Call me crazy. I'm old school.
Mhm.
Love the Little Rescuers. Absolute banger. And the card is cool because let me tell you something. This is an 8 uninkable card, shift 5, but it can shift onto either Chip or Dale. So there's a lot more availability. It's a 6/6, quests for 3, and it has during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return a character from your discard to your hand. So it's kind of like a little bit of recursion. It's a large
Mhm.
body, kind of aggressive. I don't know what deck this is gonna really fit in, but I could see like any kind of like you say like a songs deck, singing 8 cast songs with the new Simba to ready it. I mean, questing for 3. Like this card is going to be, in my opinion, a very large mid-range card.
Yeah, it actually is gonna be decent though, because like I already have somebody that's playing it and testing it, and like on their turn 5, they was able to like shift it, ink, and then play like a Lilo out of the graveyard, and then next turn they got back like a Donald Duck or something, then ramp more. They're playing blue yellow, and then while they ramping, they picking up cards out of the graveyard at the same time,
Yeah,
and it looked pretty strong to me.
yeah, because you can play like you said the baby Simba that lets you loot. You could, if you're
Yeah.
playing Steel, you could play Twin Fire. Like I'm cooking over here. I'm cooking. You see little chef arena
I
going
don't
on
know
there.
about that one
No,
though.
I know. I'm just let me
Eh,
cook. Let me cook.
blue yellow probably because you can be able to rep fast and then just start picking up all the aggro pieces out of your graveyard.
Right, right.
Yep.
But yeah, this is just a bit of a homer pick, but I really like ever since I saw this card get spoiled, I'm like, this is that
Mhm.
card. All right, so we're gonna go to your number 3 card. This is Maui Half Shark. Now I have to put my number 1 pick on the board because my number 1 pick is Maui. Because I think this card is bananas. I think
You
this
really
card
think
is
so?
oh my god. Look, whenever you have something. Okay, first of
Mm,
all, let me just just for because I
tell
have
me.
to. This is a 6 mana ink or 6 ink inkable 7/5
Mhm,
with evasive quest for 1. Eh. It's got the
mhm,
ability of Chihu. Whenever this character challenges another one, you may return an action card from your discard to your hand, and has whenever you play action gain a lore. Why I think this is
mhm,
bananas is that I you know can you afford to take a turn for a setup, like a big turn? And I think the answer is
mhm.
yes. Like obviously, like there's
You
so many different
could.
variables, but a 7/5, good stats, has evasive. It like you're able to set this up and then untap. There's a lot of support cards in this format that you could like pair with this, and I think that there's someone's going to do it. It's not me because I don't have that brain
Mhm,
power or experience in this game yet. But I feel like someone's going to break this card. I think this card is going to be a finisher in a
mhm,
big red deck because there's a lot of different cards that are cheap, gain lore, and can combo with other stuff. Like what is it? The new ticker
Tigers,
loves that.
I
Loves
like
this,
Tigger. Tigger's pretty good. It's the
right?
action deck.
Um,
Yep.
I'm not saying the deck would be an amber red deck, but like you could play the new good job card. Just gives a creature +1 lore, or gives a character +1 lore. Okay, so
Yep.
that's 1 lore from that, 1 lore from there. You can play the thievery card. Gain a lore, gain 2 lore. They lose a lore.
Yep.
There's a lot of
There's a lot
different
of
things
different
where
stuff.
if
Yep.
you can accumulate like I'm not gonna say you could like gain 15 lore in one turn with this card because I doubt that would happen. But like I could see very big turns where this is a must answer in the game because like in two turns, 3 max, he'll take over the game.
Yeah, with Tigger and Maui on the board, if you're playing that deck, you could gain at least like 10 lore in that one turn because Maui challenge you get back like thievery or something after you cast it.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's like 3 to 4 lore right there. And then Tigger gets the lore every time you cast an action, so he goes up by like 3 plus other actions you got. Like you brawl something, trigger both of them, gain a lore, he gets another lore. And then Visions, you gain a lore, he gets another lore, and then you quest with him for like 4 or 5. It could do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like again, strictly Chef Boyardee over here, living my best life in magical fantasy land. But I think just the fact that this card is big, it's relatively not that expensive. It's a 6 drop, which is fairly good, and it has 3 abilities on it. I mean, it is especially. I think the evasive is kind of like the underlier here because like you're able to challenge um so many different of their
Mhm.
characters, and you can just
Yeah,
be you could do it freely because they can't re-challenge it, and then you're getting that action back and all. It's a chain that can start right.
yeah,
Even if like you're playing like a blue red deck with this, because there's a card we're both going to get to that really pairs well with this, and like it's just there's a lot of parts for it to be there. It's just someone has to have the recipe for it. So all right,
yeah.
so go ahead.
So I was gonna say, yeah, the reason why I picked it though is number 3 spot because he's gonna be strong. Bowser's gonna be strong, but during my testing, he's not gonna be as strong as you think he's gonna be unless you like really actually build around him. Because like blue red, he's good, but it's not gonna be like that strong. Especially when you got like answers and like Maleficent dragons and stuff like that, and be preps to kill them. But like in some games, he did a thing like I challenge Vitalister, get back visions or brawl and stuff like that, gain lore, kill stuff, challenge more stuff. And if they don't got evasive characters, it can be annoying for them. Only the good upside for him is that he can't get Medusa even with ice blocks. So in Blue Red Mirror, it's gonna be really hard to kill him. They might have to play like Let It Go or Dragonfire just to get rid of a Maui because he can
Which
be
feels
annoying.
bad. That does not sound like it feels good. That sounds like it's a big feels bad moment.
Yeah, he could get annoying because, like, me testing the mirror match with him, I'm like, he's a 7-6, and I'm like, I got 3 ice blocks out, goes to 4. Okay, Medusa still can't kill him. Tomatoa can't kill him. Brawl can't kill him. So it's just like, well, he's just gonna sit on the board for a while
Yep, I mean, and just
until turn 9.
getting that passive lore is big. So I don't know.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of this card. I think this card is, like I said, absolutely crazy, and I'm waiting for someone to break it so I can copy paste their deck. So all right, so we're gonna go to my number 3, and I think this is gonna be kind of, I don't know if you might laugh at this one, but this is Calhoun, the Marine Sergeant. This is a 2-drop uninkable 3/2 quest for 1,
Cringing.
resist 1. Has level
Yeah.
up during your turn when this character banishes another character in a challenge, gain 2 lore. So you know how I was talking to you, and like, I've been messaging you for the last couple of days,
Hmm.
like, man, I got to find Robin Hoods, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, are they $35? And I look at this card, I'm like, this is just like Robin Hood. Now, obviously, it's not a 3/6. Now it's Robin Hood's
Hmm.
realistically going to net you more lore, but I
Yeah.
mean, 3/2 for 2 that has resist 1. So it doesn't die to fire the cannon.
Yeah, she's
You
good
know,
though.
yeah, I think this card is going to be very good. Again, if you can see the bottom side of my list, it is, you know, Amber Steel, and there's something tells me Amber Steel is going to have a very strong showing in the next couple of months.
Yeah, but Am still got is gonna have to figure out what they want to do because, like, Simba is uninkable 5-drop, so he already played a lot of uninkable. So it's like you gotta figure out who you're gonna play, what you're gonna pick, because you can't add too many uninkables to the deck, or you're just
Yeah.
not gonna be able to run right.
Well, this wouldn't go. Like I said, I wouldn't really play this in the aggro deck. I'd play this in the mid range deck. Like if I was playing like a mid
Yeah.
range deck, I'd probably play Amber Steel. And I think this would be my 2-drop of choice because obviously, if I'm
Mhm.
thinking, okay, against like a blue red deck, not so great. Purple red,
Mm.
maybe if I'm able.
Actually, versus blue red, it's pretty actually decent. It's weird, but it's pretty decent because I can't brawl it. I lost to that card before. Like you can't brawl it, and like you play a Tipo out on turn 2. If you quest with Tipo, it kills it and gain 2 lore and doesn't even
Well, I
take
don't think
damage.
I don't think the red player is ever going to quest with a Tipo and give me 2 lore for
Depends
free.
on what you depends on what you do.
I mean,
It's
that's
like,
fair. Well, but like, yeah, like I said,
I know.
like against, like you just said, like it's okay. It has a line there. It's not an
Mhm.
unplayable card in any matchup. It's still a 2-drop 3/2 that quests for 1. It is not a
Mhm.
completely dead card in some cases. And I mean, yes, uninkable. Everyone know no one likes an uninkable card, but this card is just that strong. And I think that this is like you want to play both of them. You want to play this and Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want to
We could.
play both of them. And I'm probably if I end up because I still have to buy Robin Hoods, and this I'm excited to play because I think that there's going to be some like really cool mid range deck that's playing Steel and Amber and yeah. So that's just my take. Again, I'm over here. Gordon Ramsay would
Yeah.
be upset.
So what I would say is she's good. She's gonna be a good 2-drop, but she's like versus blue red. Really, we don't care about like her question for 1 for a while. We can just brawl her with the ice block later, or do something else with Medusa to kill her. But like versus other aggro decks, it's gonna be really good because you can be able to kill and gain 2 lore without them killing it.
Yeah, resist one's really strong. So all
Yeah,
right, so
and blue steel, you give her resist 2 with Cogworth.
oh yeah,
Like I
so
play against that, and I'm like, oh my, I couldn't even kill it.
nope,
Like only Maui kill it. Other stuff, I was like, well, it's gonna
doesn't feel
survive.
too bearable bad. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going on to penultimate, second to last, runner up for John's list, and that would be Go Go Tamago.
Ooh.
This is the 2-drop inkable 2/2 quest for 1 with evasive. Has the ability of when you play this character, you may pay an additional 2 ink to gain lore equal to the damage on chosen opposing character. Now, I already saw
Mhm.
you posting that huge picture. You were like
Mhm.
on Twitter. You were like, "Go go busted." Gain 4 lore in my. I will be playing Green Steel.
I was playing green purple versus amber
You
steel
were playing Green
with
Purple.
symbol and stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you just you went wide, and then Tamago took the game for you. So I know you're real hype on this card.
Mm. Yep. Yeah, I'm really hyped on it. The card is really good because you can go like turn 4, you can gain like 4 or 5 lore depending on the matchup. So it's like versus like Amber Steel, like they have Rapunzel out, and then he's like Quest Rapunzel, and I had the Fox out, and then the Fox challenges Rapunzel, and they have 4 damage on it, and I was like, all right, play Go Go, gain 4 lore, go, and then he didn't Quest with Rapunzel the second time, and that drew another Go Go, and I'm like, okay, play Go Go, gain another 4 lore, and that closed the game out so fast.
Yeah, I mean, still putting a body on board, putting pressure, and gaining lore for your troubles. Like it looks to be a good card. A lot of people are talking
Mhm.
about it. Personally, I think it's like, is the setup worth it? Is there a is this like a situational card? I mean, the good, it's great because it's inkable. So like in that situation where you don't need it, you just ink it. Um,
Yep.
I just don't know if people are going to start stealing as many games with it. But I'm like, brand new to this game,
Mhm.
still under still learning a lot of it. So, but I mean, I could see it happening, but I don't know if it's going to be a very popular thing to
So
happen.
so it's like you can play on turn 2, quest with it, and then bounce with a fox and stuff like that. It's like still a good 2 drop just to play
Yeah.
it for 1, quest with it, and then bounce it and hold it for later. And then it makes your opponent play around your game a lot though. Like skilled players, they're gonna have to like, okay, I can't leave this much damage on a guy. If I challenge a guy, I gotta make sure I kill it and make sure they kill my guy because if I have a Maui out like versus red purple and they kill like a fox or a goat and Maui stays alive, then now you're in the range of go go gaining 4 lore, and then the green purple person don't got a quest at all. They can lead them out in the battlefield and they gotta either bounce that Maui or risk getting another game level 4.
Yep. That's true. That's true. So, yeah,
Yep.
I'm not 1,000% sold on it, but I'm pretty sure it won't take much convincing at all. All right.
Gogo's gonna steal so many games. Watch, everybody's gonna be like, "Nah, Goku ain't gonna steal no game." And if I play green purple, like if I find a good build to play that beats Diablo, and I end up playing it, I'm gonna get everybody,
Yeah.
get them all.
So this is my number 2, and it is your number 1. So we were pretty close on this card because we both understand that this card is absolutely wild. This is Sail the Azurite Sea. This is a
Yep.
2-drop inkable action. This turn, you may put an additional counter from your hand into your inkwell, face down, draw a card.
Hmm.
Yep. Growth Spiral was really strong in Magic, and I know you remember
Magic.
that card. Okay,
Yep,
card
I played
was
that cartoon.
that card was very good.
Hmm.
And here we are. We get a half colored version of it. Does the same exact thing, and yeah, I'm excited. And like like that's why I kind of had the Maui and the Sail the Azurite Sea at the top, because like these cards are going to coincide with each other. I think that blue red, even blue steel, just got like a super upgrade. Now granted, it's not like Tipo where you can just put any card. Like it has to be inkable to use. So I think that's like
Yeah. Yep.
the one like, all right, everyone, let's slow down and breathe for a second. But like it's still just such a good card.
So the car is good. So the reason why it's my number 1 list on the list because it just improved blue red so much. It just gave me like the good powers. Just like, okay, here you go, have fun. and I'm like, all right. I practiced it, and I'm like, turn two, sell the C's, draw a card, like because it opens up so much value and different play patterns. So like sometimes you draw a bad hand, right, versus your worst matchup or something. But now that you got sell to see, you can just go turn one, oh, you didn't get no item. Turn one ink pass. Turn two, you draw a card, still no item. You ink, and then you go sell to RSSC, and then you draw a popsicle. Then you can just ink another card, play the popsicle the same turn on turn two. Because when you play Tipo, the card comes in tapped, so you can't play the card, but well,
Yeah,
use the ink. And then you got one jump, you can get the top card still comes in tap. But now it comes untapped where you can play a one drop. You can play Ice Block, Popsicle, a Talisphere, and draw a card. And then it sets up a turn four to play Hiram. So now, even if you skip turn one and you don't have an item, turn two, you still can have that item for the Hiram on turn four, which was a huge problem in a lot of DLCs I played. Like versus Red Purple, Michael Majors. I went game three. I went turn one, ink. I had a bad hand, no item, go. And then turn two, I had a Tipo, but just like I had a Hiram too. I just didn't have the item to draw two cards. And he started off with Flynn Rider, and which gave him 9 lore, which by turn five he was at 14 lore, and I'm like, yep, I lost. It is
well,
how it is.
Flynn Rider is still the bane of that card, but you know,
Yep.
like this card is got a lot of people excited. I mean, it's an absolute banger, and you know, it's funny. A lot of people are just like the rich get richer with this set because blue
Yep.
red is just getting some big upgrades. I mean, this is one of them. Obviously, we already talked about Maui Half Shark potentially being a mirror breaker for that matchup. You know, there's a lot of different
Hmm.
things that are upgrades that deck is getting, and
But I think it's not like just for blue red though.
no,
What they did was they gave a lot of other decks options to be able to keep up too. Like you can play it in green blue and then play like discard or ramp, and it's an action. So if you play like the right green blue list, like I tested one with the muses, you can play that when the muse out, and then you just not that, but like you can do it. You can go turn two ramp and then go turn three muses, and then like think how far I go, bounce some guys. It's all kind of crazy stuff that can happen.
yeah, you know, there's a lot of people are talking about the like a blue green ramp deck with the new action, the seven
Hmm.
drop, discard your whole hand, or your opponent discards their whole
Yep.
hand. You know, there's a lot of talk with that, and this fits right into it. You know, Sale gets the ramp going and
Yep.
does what it needs to do. So yeah, it's I
And
think
it's
that's
inkable.
yeah, it's inkable too. I think that's the big part.
Yep.
It's literally just inkable. So it's like if you
Yeah.
want to play it late game, you can. If not, you can just ink it and move on. And
Yeah.
the thing for me, I guess the biggest takeaway is you know, obviously I
Hmm.
have this on my number two, but if I was to be objective, this is probably the best card coming out of the set.
Yeah. It
It's
is.
it,
That's why it's number one.
I honestly don't even think it's really close. I think this card is just by far the best card that they had printed out of this set.
So many opponents gonna be mad at me. They go like, turn to sales out of that seat. They go like, oh my god, into popsicle, and they go like, oh, of course you got it.
Yeah, like if you
And
that's
I'm
like
like,
the
oh,
dream,
yeah.
right? Like
I'm
turn
like, I drew it right
two,
off the top.
yep, just turn two, ramp into a popsicle, cycle the card, set up a
Hmm.
hand, and you know you're now you're two to the four. So it's like it's gonna be quite a four, man.
Hmm.
I'm excited for it. This set, what it drops in what 1 week? Because we're recording
Yep,
this on the
the
9th.
15th.
Okay, so next Friday, the day I move. Oh my God, guess who's helping
Yep.
me? Hey, you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna help
Yeah.
you move,
Yep. Maybe
and then I'm gonna pick up
maybe
my
I get
case
you.
up right after.
Oh, you want to go pick? Damn, you got a case. I mean, I was gonna say
Yep,
maybe I
find
get
a
you a
case.
trove. Maybe I should just buy you a trove for helping me move,
Yeah,
or
we
maybe a
could.
box if you're really nice. If you really show up and
Yep.
so um. Well, I guess the last little thing you know we just talk about is what you got going on for like the remainder of the year. Obviously, there's not much going on up until you go to Nats.
Mm.
So
Not
obvious.
much. So, yeah.
Go ahead. So go ahead.
Yeah, not much really going on, but it's like I'm trying to go to every tournament I can. Like I got a 2K on November 30th with a new set. Um, and December 14th, I got the 8K, which I'm going to go to, and then I'm probably going to go to like a Magic Spotlight in January, right before Nationals,
Okay.
because they hosting the Lorcana event there too. So I'm gonna try to practice as much as I can. I want to do a first release like on the 16th, soon as the set come out. Day after, there's a 2K tournament that I could play in with two cases. And then I was like, I would go, but it's 3 hours away. And then
Yeah.
I could get all the cards and drive 3 hour away. And I'm like, I don't know.
No, no, that's not worth. So it's
Yep.
so the big ones are obviously the we got the case event in Orlando on the 30th,
Yep.
and then we're going up to Stone Mountain. I'm gonna try a big boy Lorcana event. Just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. I'm not even gonna try going to locals that much. Just gonna
You, you're you're you're
just
you're
dive.
good.
I'm just gonna dive right.
You do it.
As long
You
as
listen to
I
me. I'm
brawl,
fine.
yeah. As long as I brawl, not Madam Mim to a ready character, we are chilling.
Yep.
So, all right, John. Well, it was always a pleasure talking to you. It was great with the list. I'm gonna go to my, I got Lorcana. I'm gonna go to my next Lorcana event. Are you, in 2 days? So we'll have two tournaments and see how that goes
Yep.
for you. But all right. Well, hey everyone, thanks for stopping by, checking us out. Be sure to follow John
Hmm.
on every form of social media that you can, and his
Yeah, I got
Patreon. All of it.
Patreon,
Yep.
YouTube, everything. I'm trying it all out. I even got people to ask me to coach them. I'm gonna try for my first time to coach somebody and show them how to win the games and how to mulligan.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if that's an opportunity for you, I would take it, man. I mean, just get with the community, and you never know where that could take you. So,
Mm,
all right, John, always a pleasure, and we will be
yeah.
seeing everybody in the next one.
Yep. All right, guys. Dragging out.